Hey y'all, welcome back to another Thoughts of an Introvert video. Yeah, I ain't even gonna do all that. But also Heal and Hydrate is always in the description box though. Can't forget that. But anyway, I had to talk to y'all about a couple things. I'm exhausted. It's 1 o'clock in the morning, but I just figured I have to come back on here and say something. Um, how are y'all? How y'all doing? Um, so myself, I'm good. I hope y'all doing good. Um, I totally had, a whole nervous breakdown in October. It was just a real like sad month for me. Like it was just really sad. Like I usually try to like look for exciting things in the fall, plan exciting things, whether it's, drawing or, journaling or, hanging out. I tried to post, positive videos, my last two videos, Orlando and then the self-care video and stuff like that, showing, us at the kickback, having a good time. By the way, I was going to actually be Morticia Adams, but Cardi B straight killed that. I don't know if y'all watched, the Addams Family, but the early 90s versions with Angelica Houston and how she was, Morticia and she had the lighting that hit her eyes. I just always thought that was so iconic. I was like, yes, like I wanted to be that, but Cardi killed it, and I'm glad I didn't do it. But I was supposed to be a witch, but I end up being myself 20 years from now, tatted and unbothered. That's that's how I want to be, for real. But yeah, honestly, like October was really hard for me. As far as like, my job and dealing with things like that, and like it's so much just being, it's a lot being a woman, but being a black woman, like being like one of three or four at your job and having to always, like work hard and overcompensate, and you always got to be on your feet. I can't be on the phone all day like some people, how they, you low-key be on your phone and stuff. I got to be vigilant, I got to be aware, I got to, work hard. And when people look to me, but I don't have a manager role, and it's just like, but November has been blessing me, so that's all I can say about that right now. But like work was just really hard, and I know people try to say like, oh, this is just adulting, you're just experiencing like adversity, you need to get used to it. I'm like, this ain't your average adversity, okay? Like I just been feeling like when it's not one thing, it's another, and it just was like a ripple effect. Like it just kept happening, and you feel stuck, you feel like, people, as far as like, certain relationships aren't working out, and usually you're just like, okay, you just charge it to the game. But nah, it's just like you feel like people are ultra mean. You try to just overlook it, but like not like looking at things and judging it for what it is. Sometimes you feel like you doing a disservice to yourself. Like sometimes you just gotta stand on how you feel and let that be that. I don't care what anybody says. This is my, honest opinion. That's why I took the likes off this video. Travis Scott is trash. That was a shit apology. If that was your family member that got killed in that situation, you wouldn't be so like, oh, y'all don't know what happened. That's not all Travis' fault. Yeah, it's not 100% his fault. However, like, there was no empathy in his apology video. And then there's also videos on TikTok, a lot of them, of him overlooking what's happening He's standing over, like he can see what's happening clear as day. And he did not once, it's people shouting. It's so, them videos is heartbreaking, y'all. Like, I don't know if y'all been on TikTok and y'all seen what happened up close and personal. But yeah, that was upsetting to the stomach, like for real, for real. Like you literally seeing young kids, with their hands up trying to get pulled. Like I can't, like, but it was just, it was hard. It was hard to actually watch what happened. It's not hearsay. Like people acting like we just, wasn't there and trying to make him out to be a bad person. And I'm also going to put his ex-manager's TikTok handle across the screen. And he goes into details about how he had a stroke and Travis left him in the basement. And so, like, just left him for dead. This man survived and then told his story like 5 years ago on Reddit, I think, or it went viral on Reddit. But yes, like, and also he goes on about like how he was trying to not give people credit for, helping him with records. Like that's that, like it just all like, it's like a build up of, somebody's character, and then things like this happen, and then they're like, oh, his lawyers are like, don't play the blame game. But it's like, this artist has all this power, but he didn't use it to, like, you know, calm the crowd. You know what I'm saying? Like, he actually told people to jump the gates, the entry gates, and run in there. And he always incites those mosh pits. And then also people were saying stuff like, oh, these festivals are crazy. Festivals and rock shows and certain rap shows, they're not, like, people actually look out for each other. It's not like no crazy, let's go fight. It's the artist that, you know, you know, incites this stuff, like, or, promotes this, like, unruly behavior, and then they looking around acting like, oh, I ain't do nothing, y'all pointing the finger at me. No, take some responsibility and accountability for your actions. Okay, Harder They Fall was actually a really good movie. I loved it from start to finish. I felt like the acting was good. Characters, I felt like it was predictable, but at the same time, like, I just love watching it. I would have enjoyed it more had it been a series, cause so you can see like the characters develop a little bit more. But after it was over, I was kind of sad. But also, I had read up before I watched the movie. I read up on the controversy about Zazie Beetz playing Stagecoach Mary, which I do agree on. Um, I feel like she did a phenomenal job. However, I feel like Stagecoach, there's a lot of wonderful actors that could have, or actresses that could have played her, more true to character. And I know some of the characters, for example, they were saying Cherokee Bill. Of course, Lakeith Stanfield doesn't look like the real guy, but you know what I'm saying? Same mannerisms, kind of the same like features from what I've seen, the pictures, but Cherokee Bill was obviously a lighter skinned man. However, I feel like Zazie Beetz looked like a totally different person. And also, I feel like, if I'm not mistaken, Stagecoach Mary didn't really, get like into her like mail carrier position, or like her outlaw, gun toting position until she was older in life. So I also feel like, yes, it was some colorism, but also some ageism. So people were saying stuff like, oh yeah, Danielle Brooks should have played her and stuff like that. But I'm thinking more like, Leslie Jones, or Loretta Devine, or like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not I'm not saying, I know they're like, Loretta Devine has to be in her like 70s, and Leslie Jones 50s, but I think like in that age group is when they should have, like, that demographic. I don't know. Somebody had asked me what I thought about, like, maybe something that I should talk about is like the dating scene, or like, you know, when you're talking to people, I really don't want to talk about that because I feel like it's just not my time. You know what I mean? It's not my, I don't fit in with this talking, dating era. I feel like I'm just focused on other things, you know, to like, I know that sounds like a crazy thing. Like you can do everything, you know, you can date, you can balance it out, but I just feel like when it comes to dating and talking to people, I don't feel like, you know, I'm truly, you know, staying true to myself. And that's a crazy thing to say, but I feel like, you know, I don't feel like I need to prove myself. I feel like I overcompensate. Um, you know what I'm saying? Some people just talk to you because they're bored, because they just want to see, you know, tell your business, you know, see what they can find out. Like I just don't want to deal with it. It just seemed like another like job. It seems like a stress instead of a stress reliever. Seems like a stress, but it does. It just gives me so much anxiety because I don't feel like I have to, like, if somebody really likes you, you know, you don't have to do too much to prove that. You know, when people try to act cool and stuff like that, it's like I don't have any energy to act. I don't have any energy to play little games and try to figure out, you know, all that extra stuff, own the conversation and get back at you, you get back at me. It just seems like what are we talking about? You know what I'm saying? Love to me is very kind. Um, I'm not gonna give away like the antidote or, you know, give up too much information because, you know, people also can study you and try to figure out things and like manipulate you in different types of ways. So can't say too much. But what I will say is love is kind. Love is very sweet, or like you getting to know somebody doesn't always have to be like, you know what I'm saying, a horrible thing like, oh, we don't talk anymore, or I'm mad at you. It could be like, you know, you can meet awesome people, you can be friends with people. I just feel like a lot of people don't have healthy relationships and they don't know what it looks like. Like me, I actually did the work and took the time to, you know, make relationships that I had that I wanted to see through, make them work. Like, you know, not make them work, but like work at them and make sure that I have healthy relationships with people and good platonic relationships. You don't always have to be, you know, oh, we booed up. Like, it's okay if you just know somebody and y'all just cool. Or if somebody really wants to take a relationship seriously, I feel like they should, you know, put in the work and get to know people for who they are and not who for like you see them as. Just see people for who they are and appreciate them for that. And I think that's one of the things I learned from the pandemic and being on lockdown is, you know, when we finally did get to come out and spend time with people, you appreciated it. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like that you know, epiphany happened for a lot of people, you know. So it's okay. You know what I'm saying? You'll find your tribe soon enough. So that's all I have for y'all tonight. Thank you so much for watching. Love y'all. Heal and Hydrate in the description box. And we at